Welcome to this week's segment of What's Happening in Waupaca. We are introducing you to one of the city's newest employees, Lindsey Kemnitz. Welcome to the show, Lindsey. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. You as well.
You are working with Brennan as far as you're a compliance officer, correct?
Yep.
So I had to ask you what exactly that does. So why don't you explain that to all of us?
So the main part of it is mainly just having the residents, business owners keeping up on complying to the ordinances that are within the city of Waupaca.
Okay, now I know that in the wintertime that means that I need to shovel my sidewalk.
Yes.
So what does it mean in the summertime?
The biggest thing is cutting your lawn. Once it's over 12 inches, it is too long, and then you'll be served violation of not cutting your lawn.
Now you give warnings first.
Yep, we usually, that's right now we're doing is you're sending out a letter of having them notifying them, as some people aren't aware of the ordinance. So, where snow, you have to have it removed within 24 hours, and some people don't know the lawn and there's a certain length. So just letting them know of the ordinance, and then they have usually 7 days to come to compliance with it.
Yeah, because if I was living, and I used to live in a city, I had no idea there was ordinances that were going to tell me when I had to mow my grass. I mean, I mowed my grass. It just didn't occur to me. So what do you do? Do you walk up and down the sidewalks and check the houses?
Some people will call in and complain about neighbors, or if they're walking the sidewalk, they'll come and complain about that. Or there's certain areas throughout the week that I'll go and check. So Mondays I check this part of the town, Tuesdays this area. So it just throughout the week I kind of hit most of the area and try and find everything, but I obviously can't. So that's why sometimes people call in and complain about it.
Sure,
also.
sure. Now, in order to have a job like this, you are going to school. You're going to graduate from May, May,
Yep.
with a bachelor's degree in what?
Land use planning.
Which brings you, what kind of career does that bring you into?
So you could work with like county or city, any kind of government with planning, with zoning codes, future development, economic community development, or I could even go more the natural resource aspect of conserving more wildlife areas. So it's kind of a broad range, but I prefer the city, urban kind of area.
So what got you interested in that as a degree?
I really enjoy the outdoors, and it's more natural resources at Stevens Point, so I just got into it, and I really enjoyed just planning for the future and worrying about your community. I feel that's a big aspect of your community. You want something that's going to thrive and get new residents into the area. And I was always a community person back home, and I feel like I would want to do something like that in the future.
So where are you from? Just to tell everybody who you are.
I am originally from Ripon, which is just south of here by about an hour. I grew up there, and then once I graduated high school, I started going to school in Stevens Point.
Gotcha. And you were an intern for the city.
Yep.
So when did you actually start your internship here?
This past May, I started my internship, and then I worked all summer long, and we were working on more of the planning aspect and stuff like that. And then this job came available once school started, and I thought I really enjoyed working for Waupaca, and I could see somewhere I could live in the future. So I thought, well, I'll apply and try it.
Wonderful. We're happy to have you. Now, we want to talk about something that you guys are doing this spring called a citywide sweep. So tell us what that's going to entail.
So it's going to entail a more in-detail look than we do normally on a weekly basis. So we're going to have specific target areas that we're going to go to and look really in detail, and that will probably entail walking up and down the streets and looking at each house and just finding areas that aren't in compliance that we're going to really try and target. As the last couple of years, we haven't been doing it a whole lot, and once we get the city up to date, then hopefully, I understand there's going to be new residents coming and going, but just get everyone on a baseline and go from there.
Well, that sounds kind of fun. actually. Does that give you a chance then to meet some of the residents in Waupaca and to talk with them?
Yes, that's something that I really want to get to know the community more, and just get more familiar with the area also,
And I think it makes your job easier if you are out and about and talking with people and having connection with them. I mean, there's a disconnect. We've been talking about it for years. There really is a disconnect between the city government and the constituency, the people who live here. So it's nice to know that there's going to be more of the conversations
Yes.
between the two and getting to know them.
Especially with this role in the city can be a negative, oh, I'm getting a violation notice, people think so bad of you, and we want the community to know that we're just trying to get everything up to par, and this could even lower your neighbor's property values if you're not keeping yours up, and we just want it good for the whole community, and we just don't want a negative, feel of this.
So it's not about picking on people.
No, no, not at all. And that's, some you're going to have neighbors calling in on you about this, but if you all come into compliance, it'll be a lot easier on us.
And it'll be a prettier city.
Yes.
Which is good for the city, actually.
Yes.
Lindsey, welcome to the city of Waupaca. I wish you a lot of luck finishing up your bachelor's degree while you're working. I know how tough that can be. And have fun here at the city.
I will. Thank you.
Join us next week for a new guest and a new topic.